Now to a first alert update on a nationwide health crisis. Brown County officials give us an update on the fight against fentanyl on what is known as National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day.
And it's been about a year since the county's first proclamation to raise awareness about this powerful synthetic opioid. And now they're hoping that message makes its way to our youth. With this health alert, Brittany Schmidt shows us some of the county's new efforts to get that message out that one pill can kill.
While watching the Packers play this season, Brown County leaders hope fans pay attention to this message too.
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
This is the crucial message local counties want people to hear about the powerful and deadly synthetic opioid called fentanyl.
2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal.
It's Brown County's latest effort to spread awareness about a drug Brown County Executive Troy Struckenbach says is responsible for 80% of the county's drug overdose deaths last year, compared to 37.5% in 2018.
Today, fentanyl poses a whole new risk that I don't think anybody's prepared for, because it just takes that little bit of a gram to kill someone.
Since proclaiming August 21st, 2022 Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, the county has participated in awareness billboards, hosted community conversations, and created an opioid action plan to distribute about $9 million expected from the state opioid settlement cases. Money will go toward prevention, treatment, recovery, and enforcement efforts by creating 2 new drug task force positions.
I'm proud that the Opioid Action Plan earned unanimous support from the County Board Supervisors, because we all realize that this is a danger for our community,
including our youth. Brown County Public Health sent out multilingual educational mailers to school districts, hoping to start conversations about fentanyl at home.
We learned that youth is a huge target population for us.
Parents may be familiar with a campaign called Fentanyl is the New F Word. The target here, again, preteens and teens.
So starting it with just asking what it is, asking if they've ever bought anything online. You know, one thing the kids were doing is purchasing it from Snapchat or purchasing it from social media. Have they ever heard of people doing that? Have they ever participated in a pill party? So asking these open-ended questions just to see kind of where they're at.
Nick says combating fentanyl needs to be a community effort. She hopes the regional partnership promoting this new fentanyl PSA during nationally televised games,
it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable,
leads to more awareness, more conversations, and more lives saved. In Brown County, Brittany Schmidt, Action 2 News.